Lungs are hurting. Nose is running. Someone took a contaminated test and then sent the grandson over here. Dumb bitch. Then lied to me. I'm finding it quite funny actually, rather than be worrying or panicking. Oh, you want to eat some of it now? I'll put it in the fridge. You want to play? It's a bit late. I guess you're trying to keep me moving, aren't you? Give me that toy. Bring it here. Bring it here. Where have I seen that picture before? Samaria.
Yo, this is the Scar City Studios YouTube channel. Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And our sponsors at Alpha Claims and Hire, Birmingham, the best accident management company. Get a replacement car anywhere in 1 hour. I really appreciate you joining me today. Anti-lockdown protests have been going on around the world. And before we talk about the French story, I firstly want to talk about what our reporter Dave Nathan has seen in London. On Oxford Street, various groups clashed with police over protests against the lockdown. They believe it was organised by a group called Unite for Freedom.
Hey, look at them all lined up like Romans.
At 11:30 in the morning, 155 arrests
After the Prime Minister sells us out to the UN.
to the scene to see exactly what was going on. A lot of people think that Christmas has been ruined by lockdown restrictions in the UK, and if some people wasn't down enough as it was, it seems that Santa Claus has been arrested at this latest protest. Several other people were arrested for breaching coronavirus rules and regulations and assaulting a police officer and possession of drugs also. Officers made early interventions.
All in riot gear now, aren't they? They know it's coming.
And some people were arrested on the coach. There was also confrontations at Speaker's Corner in Hyde Park, and video footage shows protesters screaming at police, "Shame on you, and we do not consent." Police used pepper spray on the crowds, and there was several different clashes up and down Oxford Street as arrests were made throughout the day. The Met officers were in Oxford Circus, Regent Street.
Time for people to get on the rooftops.
They were urging people to disperse before the protest even begun. And the Met police
Rain acid down upon them.
Anybody that attended the protest was breaking the current restrictions on coronavirus. The regulations introduced by
They want to spray chemical weapons and use chemical weapons on us. Do it back.
Protests risks enforcement action by police officers. Chief Superintendent Stuart Bow said, "The Met Police have a proud history of facilitating protests. However, our city is in a critical fight against COVID-19, and we cannot allow gatherings of any sort in the local area." He says it not only breaks the law, but risks spreading the virus around the country. So like I said, there's protests like this all around the world.
Well, they're denying our rights and freedoms, which is breaking the law, the Magna Carta law.
People have to say on that story.
The monarchy is now illegitimate as sovereign protector. So they are under oath to the monarchy, so they're illegal.
As we've had anti-lockdown protests here and also have a lot of experience with police brutality. This weekend in France, thousands of people took to the streets to protest against a proposed new law that bans the filming of the police.
There you go.
Demonstrations at numerous sites across the country. It comes a day after a man...
President's an ex-Rothschild banker.
On the 26th of November, 3 French police officers have been suspended after they were filmed beating and allegedly racially abusing a music producer in a Paris studio. An official inquiry has been opened, the third such investigation in 1 week into Paris police. The latest incident comes after MPs in French Parliament voted to approve a law that increases police powers and stops people filming them. The victim, only identified as Macau, was returning to his music studio in Paris last Saturday evening when police spotted he wasn't wearing a mask. 3 officers, 2 in uniform and 1 in plain clothes, jumped from the car and pushed him through the door of his property. Loopside News released a video that is over 8 minutes long, and it shows them beating him, and he didn't know what was going on. He shouted out for help, and nobody came. He's the director of Black Gold Corp Studios, and he told the news website Loopsider the film shows police...
So you're allowed to use reasonable force, and you are allowed to use lethal force if they threaten your life. That's the law. That's common law.
Police then smashed the window of the studio and threw a tear gas inside. After calling for reinforcements, they demanded that McCann and others came out.
I was walking the dog earlier. Right, got out of the bath. Thought she ain't been out for ages. I threw brown bread out the back and front for the birds. So I'm walking round the block, just literally round the block. Police helicopter come over. So I shone a high-powered light at its heat-seeking undercarriage.
The 3 officers have now been investigated for allegations of violence by a public agent and making false statements. On Thursday, the Interior Minister Gerald Darmanin wrote on Twitter that an internal investigation was underway and that he asked the Chief of Police to suspend the officers concerned. The Mayor of Paris is literally shocked by the actions, and the consequences must be shown to respect the rule of law. In September of this year, a French reporter who infiltrated the Paris police described a culture of violence and also racism. She said that officers act with impunity, and he said that he'd seen officers assaulting youngsters, many of them children, on an almost daily basis. And this is something that we experienced in Birmingham in the UK as well, where 1 police officer has been charged with assaulting 3 people in 3 days. On Tuesday, French MPs approved the new law that would place restrictions on identified police officers involved in operations. Critics say Article 24 of the new law that makes it illegal to publish photographs or film officers with intent to harm. It is too open to interpretation, they said by the police, and could be used to abuse.
Yeah, so that goes in one pocket, smartphone goes in the other. Can't hear mumbling from behind a mask, can I, if they're telling me what to do?
Please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. I'm back again very shortly with some more news. Peace. I know they're going to do their job, and that's all I want. Them to do their job. I was assaulted because they had authority. I didn't do anything.
Yeah, in this country, when you seal a deal, people spit in their hand and then shake someone's hand. So I guess if they're wanting to fight and they've deliberately released something into the population, And it's time to spit on your knuckles and on your boots. And wipe it on your forehead. Anything they're going to grab onto you with. Bit of the old spit and polish, innit? Because it's illegal to spit at a policeman, see? Due to the new rules. So they don't know if people have spit and polished, do they? Which is going to create fear and panic amongst them, isn't it? And it will keep them behind their fences, trapped like ignorant pigs. Just like the Irish done with them. And if they venture out, then they become targets. So it don't matter if they line up in ranks like Romans under Rome's directive, because there might be people standing on the rooftops throwing jars of acid down on them. For them to dare to use them sort of weapons against the people of this country. And the stupid whores hiding in her castle. Unable to come up here now, where she comes every year to grieve for her father. So she's trapped in a concrete coffin. And she can only move from one coffin to another, like a dead ghost. And payback a bitch, just like karma. It's not a gilded cage now, is it? Wonder what funny stuff we've got on here tonight. Let's have a peek. Might as well keep the vibe up, innit? Yeah, the top story in the local media. You gotta see this. Because it's almost as if it's, well, every story's having to be sanctioned and okayed before by a government minister. So let's look at the headline story. because it's psychology, isn't it? Ah, right by Tyler's house. Dead policeman. Toys R Us that got burnt down is now a food shop. So gone are the war toys. Peterborough flat set on fire by arsonists. Where's that one then? In the city. So a quick look at national media. Turkey top of the list. And we got all these scary stories about Christmas being cancelled, Father Christmas being arrested. Council warns care home providers not to use rapid COVID tests over accuracies. And what was I told? Oh, it's okay, I've been tested. Have you now? And my response was, yeah, contaminated tests. No fines for over 1,400 travellers who may have ignored. What sort of travellers are they talking about? Gypsies or people at airports? Let's have a look. Our foreign travellers. So they're not interested in people from this country's rights. Load of bullshit.